Okay, hello, and this is creating a website with HTML5, CSS, and Codrops. My name is John Ramos, and this is Velveteen Web Design Group. And so I'll just begin. We'll see if other people join this 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 hangout. So either way, it gets recorded, so it gets posted on YouTube, which is really cool. So I'll go ahead and begin. The first thing I'm going to start with is sharing my computer. So let me just create a folder. Desktop, new folder, Hangout 7/3/2014. Okay. All right, and just close these down. All right, so we're ready to begin. And new tab. Okay. All right, cool. We're ready to begin. So I'm going to share my screen. You're going to get to see my screen. Let's see. Screen share and desktop. Let's do that. Okay. I'm just going to leave this over here. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'm going to minimize this and just go through the tutorial. So here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do in this tutorial, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a website from scratch from custom HTML, and we're going to use Codrops to create that website. So I'm going to go to first I'm going to download the HTML5 boilerplate. So let's go into here, and to do that we'll just Google it, HTML5 boilerplate. Okay, and then we're going to download, and it downloads to our downloads folder. I'm just going to go into my Finder, go into here, downloads, HTML5, and just place it in here. So this is my boilerplate. I'm actually going to take it out of this folder and put it in here and just delete this. I won't do too much talking, you'll just have to follow along with what I'm doing. Okay, so basically I have my boilerplate. All it says is hello world. This is HTML5 boilerplate. So basically, oops, okay. Let's go back to the Finder, and yeah, I'm just going to minimize this here. Yep, okay. And hello world, this is HTML5 boilerplate. That's all we have in that right now. I'm going to open it with TextMate. It's my editor of choice here. I'll go ahead and delete this. We don't need that. As you can see, we have a blank HTML document here. All right, so that's the first step, is download an HTML5 boilerplate. Now I'm going to go into Codrops.com. I'm just going to close some of these windows. Yeah, and close this. Okay, so let's go to Codrops, and this is actually a really cool one that I'll probably play with at some point. It has content there. You can slide it like if it was a tablet, or you can use your arrow keys and go through the different slides here. It's a cool one. But in this one, I'm going to go over ideas for subtle hover effects. So we're going to click on here. We're going to view the demo. And as you can see, we have some cool hover effects here. These effects were created by Mary Lou. She's a great CSS designer and all that good stuff. If you haven't seen some of her work, it's pretty amazing. I've used her work for different websites. And Codrops is really cool. It says, you know, you can use the code and the things on this website as long as you use it, kind of manipulate it or kind of use it in your own way. So in this video, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take this crazy Layla effect and kind of create a home page using this effect. So we'll get started. And the first thing to do with Codrops, again, let me go to Codrops.com for some of you who have never been. You just go to Codrops.com, and then they have a bunch of cool ideas and website ideas that you can play with. So to use this, I'm going to download the source, and I'm going to go to Hover Effect Ideas in my downloads, and hold on. Okay, Hover Effect Ideas. Gonna open up a new tab. Alright, desktop, Hangout. Okay, let's just switch these here. Alright, so Hangout. And I'm gonna put this folder in my this folder I call the Hangout. I'm just gonna put all the files that I use in that folder. Alright. So here we go. Desktop, Hangout, Hover Effect Ideas, and yeah, so let's do that again. Hover Effect Ideas. Okay, so that's all we need. Let me see if I do something like that. No, let's do that like this. Okay, so basically this package that I downloaded, if I click on index, it has all the hover effects. Again, I want to use this crazy Layla effect, so I'm going to go back into the folder. In order to use this idea, I need to copy some of the CSS into my boilerplate. So usually it's the component. This contains the CSS for the actual component or effect. I'm going to copy, and I'm going to go into the CSS of my boilerplate and hit paste. And yeah, here we go. This is an easier way to do it. This is just how I organize my folders. Like, I'm working with hover effects ideas over here, and over here I'm working with my boilerplate files. And I transfer files from one to the other. I kind of copy and paste. Yeah, so we need the CSS. We don't need the fonts right now. The images, I'm going to go ahead and say no, we're not going to put the images in for the moment. And I think that's it. I think we just need this component CSS. Oh, and we'll need the demo CSS. Sometimes if we don't have it, it'll break the code. That's pretty much it. We just need those two CSS files in order to start using some of these effects here. So now what I want to do is check out the index HTML. So I'm going to open the index HTML. And this is the HTML for these effects. The only effect that I'm concerned with is the crazy Layla, this effect right here, effect Layla. So that's that. So I'm actually gonna have two windows here. So over here on the right, I have my hover effect ideas. Over here on the left, I have my boilerplate index HTML file. So the first thing I gotta do, because I imported those new CSS files into my boilerplate, so I need to add them into here, into the top of this HTML document. So I'm just gonna grab them. As you can see, they have it here in this HTML file, and I'm just gonna paste. And they have some script here, but I don't think we need that, so we won't use that at the moment. And the next thing I want to do is grab, let's see, we want to grab, the grid seems to be what helps this these stay responsive. So we're going to use the grid. So what we're going to copy is from here to let's see, figure, we want this figure right here, and we're gonna just copy and paste, and then we're gonna end it with this div here. I don't think we need the container. You notice they have a container right up here. Let's try to see what it looks like without the container. We might need it, but let's take a look. Okay, so we will need it. And you noticed as well, I did not use the, oh wait, no, I think this is working. Sorry, yeah, it looks like it's working fine. I just only have one effect block here. So the other thing that I want to kind of go over is, well, yeah, I don't want to use effect Lily. I want to use effect Layla. So we're just going to swap out the classes here and just replace effect Lily with effect Layla, and we refresh. And as you can see, we have the effect Layla going. Now I want 3 of these to go sideways, so I'm just going to go and copy these figure divs, and voila, we got those. And now we have 3 going smoothly across. And at the same time, we don't have an image for these. We're not going to use images. We're just going to leave them that green color. So I'm going to delete the image in the HTML, save it, and there we go. So we have some nice effects here. And what you can do, like for instance, if you're creating a certain website, we're going to create a garden website or a lawn mowing website. Just kind of very generic. So if you notice in this HTML, you can kind of tell this is the text that relates to this effect. So instead of saying nice lily, I'm just going to say I'm going to delete this nice, and going to say let's see, I'm just going to say about. And then here I'm going to say learn more about our services. And then here I'm going to delete nice again. And I'm going to say services. Here I should learn more about who we are. Services, I'm going to write here. Learn more about our services. And here I'm going to say having it in the span just makes the text bold. So contact us for a free quote. Okay, and there we go. See, it says about, services, and contact. All right, so that's pretty cool. We have some buttons there. Now, what I want to have is I want this to be more at the bottom. So like you have a nice header image in the beginning, and then these are at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is create a header here at the top. So the way I do that, I'm going to call it, I'm just going to create a div right here. So div class equals, we're just going to call it home, and I'll just say div. All right, so the way I'm going to do this is that in my boilerplate I have a CSS file called main, and it lets me, has a section for authors custom styles. This is where I'm going to put the custom style. We just created a home class, so in my CSS I do .home, and I'm going to do width 100% and a height of 500 pixels. Okay, or I can do a height, no, 500 pixels is good. And background color, I want this green to keep it consistent. It's going to be all the screen color, green color, not screen color. So to get that, I'm going to go into the component, go to TextMate, and I'm going to go to, let's see if we can find it here. It might be this, or I can just inspect it. If I right click, inspect element, it'll give me the color. It's not that color. The caption. Let's see if we can find it. H2. It's like that green color. Grid. Effect. Here it is. Background. You got the color right here. Yeah, and it's in figure effect Layla. I mean, if I would have kept going and find effect Layla, it's all here in the code. This is the code, I believe, yeah, that Mary Lou came up with. Her code is very easy to follow, which is really great. So effect Layla, this is the color right here, the background color. So we're going to use that color, and I'm also going to use that color. If I go back to the main CSS, I'm going to use it for the HTML and the body of my website. And what you'll see that'll happen is that like these white, yeah, well, like this white will disappear. You see how there's like a little white there? Anyways, we'll just do that. That didn't quite work how I thought it would. Background color. Okay. All right, now. All right, we'll keep working on the code, and we'll come back to kind of changing the color. So yeah, let's go back to adding a home section here at the top. Again, we'll paste that color in, and we'll do that. And we're going to add some text into this div class, like some text, just to make sure that this div is working. And there we go. We've got some text, and we have kind of this this margin up here. I'm thinking that is because, here, let me try something else. Try putting it in the grid class, and that seemed to work. But we do have that some margin up here. I think the grid class has a margin. I'm going to take this out of the grid class because we don't want to put it in there. All right. So we have this margin right here. I believe that's in the grid. So let's check out the grid class. Grid padding. Yeah, it's in the padding here. So we're going to do, I'm just going to comment out that code. Yep, and there we go. The padding is gone. We're still getting that some whites. Oh, there it's gone. Okay, so that's good. Let's see if it still gives us that issue. Yeah, we'll have to kind of play with this. You see, we get like a white line right there. And so we'll have to kind of mess with that. And oh, I see. Okay, the reason why, yeah, we're still getting some visible white is because I didn't have the main CSS after all the CSS. Now remember, CSS is cascading style sheets, so whatever style sheet is last here is what's going to override the other style sheets. So these style sheets might have an HTML and a body class with a specific background, and it was overriding this main CSS. So let's refresh, and there you go. Yep, it's gone. There we go. We just have like a nice, cool little site that has that. Going back to the HTML, I'm going to be calling this, I'll just call this garden and beyond, or lawn and beyond. Hopefully nobody has that. H2. All right, got lawn and beyond. All right, it's right up here. So what we want to do is style this text a little bit. Home, font size. Wait, let's do we're gonna make that an H1 tag actually. It's kind of like the main heading of the site. Lawn and beyond. And then here we're gonna say .home H1. I probably don't need to do so much talking, but font size 36 pixels. Bigger than that, 70. All right. And Let's do position absolute. Position. Okay. So text align. Center. All right. We just aligned it in the center. And here's a little, probably not the best way to do it, but I'm gonna do it nonetheless. No, I wonder why. Unless this goes in the grid. Services. On and beyond. Name, position. Pixels. Text align center. Block. Curious. Huh. Color text. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. So the line center. Okay, component. I'm gonna try to take out some of the space. I'm not sure why we're getting so much space under here. So let me try to figure that out. Inline margin, today height 400 pixels. Background. Let me actually try putting this in a container. That might help. Container. Class equals container. Div. No, it didn't help out. We don't need this container in here. Alright, let me just refresh. Let's inspect it. Well, maybe we don't need it to be 500. We'll just do 300. Yeah, that's better. 300, line and beyond. Yeah, there we go. So now we're getting something. We're getting like something interesting. Okay, line and beyond. Line and beyond might be too big. Make it 50 pixels. Make it line and beyond. And color white. Alright. So we're getting something. Yeah, we'll just make this 200. Wonder if I make this auto, we'll probably get something a little better. Yeah, it's better. Right. Yeah, much better. We just set the height to auto, so we don't have to worry about it cutting over these tabs here that we've created. Okay, so line and beyond. Now I want to change the font. So I'm going to go to Google Fonts. Google Fonts. And let's look at the poster. That looks pretty cool. Let's do that one. All right, we're just gonna add it to our HTML document, our index HTML. Add it right here below. Hit save, and it is saved. And then the font family is right here. So I'm just gonna copy this. Go back to our main and make the font family cursive. Or Portrait one. Not bad. I want to change it for all of them too, so I'm going to go and into here, into the component, and let's see. I think I actually have to go into the demo class here. TextMate. Yeah, and change it here in the demo class. Yep. And there it is. Looks a bit strange. Let's change the font size to 2EM. Oh, no, that didn't help. Yeah, looks a bit too small. I might have to make this font size bigger. I just have to find out where this font is. So, oh, it's P tag and it's the A tag. Okay. So, A tag, P tag. Let's go to the effect Layla. Layla. There we go. Content, top, border, the caption after, border right, H2, padding top, padding, text transform, image H2. Yeah, I think this is, I wonder if anyone's in my class yet. Okay. So effect Layla, background, make it caption. Okay, let's inspect element. Okay. So what we're gonna do, grid figure P. Yeah, this is it right here. Figure effect Layla P component. Layla P and effect grid figure. If I do 5. I see. Just gave it more spacing. That's not a bad look. Font size. Here we go. Okay. P. All right. Yeah. For now, we'll just leave the fonts that size. Go to grid figure P. To A. Grid figure A. H2. Here we go. Grid figure P. Let's do the font size at 100%. Yeah, that's a bit better. Makes it a bit bigger. So that's it for that. We have this nice little effect here, and then we can actually let me try to change the font size. Font size 20 pixels. Okay, made it smaller. Alright, font size. We'll use EM because in the code she's using EM. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. We'll say 2 EM. Alright, cool. I like that's bigger and everything looks nice. Cool. So let's see. Again, we use this crazy Layla effect, and here we got something pretty nice. So now I want to add a menu to this website. So again, I'm going to go back to Codrops, and I'm going to type in menu, and we'll use an animated border menu. We'll view demo. I think I might use demo 1, maybe demo. Actually, this might work nicely with it. That one's pretty cool too. There's that one. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna go with this one. It might look nice for like a lawn website. So what I want to do to get these menus, just click back, go to download source. Again, this is created by Mary Lou. I'm going to click on download source, go to my downloads folder, so let me go to my finder, downloads, go into my boilerplate, and just place that right in there. And I'm going to use this tab here and go to my animated borders. I believe we wanted to use 2, yep, which is this one. So we're going to take the CSS from this, style 2, and I think that's all we need. Maybe the icons as well. So I'll take style 2 and icons, go back to my boilerplate, and paste it into there. So now I have icons and style 2. Again, to use this, let me just open, let's see if there's any JavaScript as well. There is. So I'm going to use classy and border menu. I'm going to copy these JavaScript files and place it into the JavaScript of my boilerplate. So now they're there. We'll see if we need this modernize or custom. We might not. So we'll leave that there for the moment. And I think we'll need the fonts, but let's keep going and we'll get there. Okay, so I'm going to open. All right, so this is the menu right here, the menu HTML file. Okay, so on and beyond, I'm going to put this menu at the top here. So what I'm going to do is, this is the Codrops menu right here, but we just want this nav menu here. Nav ID, button, and we're going to paste it. We pasted that. Probably the first thing you should do is copy the icons and the style, where it says icons and style 2, because we just added those classes to our our boilerplate site, our custom site. Let's see if this works. I just added the menu, and let's refresh. Okay, here's the buttons now. The buttons are not working. That's because we didn't add the JavaScript to the bottom of the page. So over here you see they have the script, classy, and border menu. We need to go to the bottom of our site and just paste those there with the scripts at the bottom. Now let's see, let's refresh, and voila. Now you notice that the menu isn't the first thing on the top. These are actually on top of the menu, so we don't really want that. We want these to be under the menu, so we need to add z indexes to these. We need to send these back and have the menu be the first thing in the front. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is go to the button menu and kind of give it a higher Z index so that it's in the front of the page. So this nav ID, we want it to be at the front. So I'm going to open the animated, actually go back to my boilerplate, go to the CSS, go to style 2. This is the styles for the menu. Open with TextMate, and button menu, we're going to give it a Z index of 100. You never know, because when you're dealing with someone else's code, you don't know if they use certain Z indexes, so I just sometimes shoot for a high number, and that should probably do it. Yep, perfect. So all I did was bring the menu to the front by adding a Z index of 100 to the button menu class, which is the first class of this over here, button menu class, which is what the menu is contained in, what class the menu is contained in. All right, there we go. Now you notice there's just blocks, they don't have anything, and I believe that's because we don't have the font folder. You notice they have a fonts folder in here, and I believe this is what has all the cool little icons that you see here. You notice it has these icons. So we'll go back here, and what we're just going to do is copy this font folder and put it in the root of our boilerplate folder, and we refresh, and voila, we have the icons. Very cool. So now we have this kind of cool, you know, tabs here at the bottom that lead to different pages. We have a title, we have a menu. Already it's starting to look like a pretty cool website. And we can link these to anything. So about, I'm going to link to, you know, for demonstration purposes, google.com, copy, Google, and Google, just to show you. So if I click on this, it sends me to Google, Google, and Google. We have this menu here. We can actually change these icons. These are taken from, I believe, fontawesome.com. So to change those fonts, we can just change the names here. So let's see what happens if we go to Font Awesome, and we'll try to see if this works here. Icons. I don't know if this is going to work, but let me try it. Let me just try Spoon. Yeah, no, it deleted it. So what we can do, because I think these icons are in the CSS file, so we just go to Fonts here, go to Demo Icons. Yep, here are the Font Awesome icons. Actually, no, these are in the icons CSS file that we, yeah, I remember earlier I brought it in because I thought we needed it. So if we open this with TextMate or whatever editor you have, you can actually see this CSS file, and it has all the icons here, like icon windows, volume, speaker. You know, I'm going to go ahead and just replace them. So I'm going to say Windows, speaker, volume. What else do we got? We'll use phone down here, you know, phone. And we'll use email. Email. Wait, did email have a dash in it? No, just the email. So notice how they look like this. Now if we hit refresh, we have all these new icons. We have this window icon, speaker, or speaker, volume, email, phone. And we can link this to anything. If in this href, we link it to right here. And then we have this cool menu. So that's pretty much it. I don't know if there's, so one thing we noticed with the site, it is responsive, you know, and you can use media queries to make this smaller. an example of using a media query, like let's say when I get to, like this size, I want this font to get smaller. I'm going to go to the main CSS, and I'm just going to go here, copy this, and go to my media query. That's what's great about this boilerplate. It actually has some media queries built in. I think we can use this one. Close. Here we go. Let's try putting in there, and then I'll make the font size 20. See what happens there. Oh no, okay. Kind of went in reverse. So maybe if I do max width, yeah, that's better. So max width at 35 EM. You can use pixels. Lawn and beyond gets smaller. And maybe we won't do 20. We'll do 30. Lawn and beyond, and we'll give it a margin top of 100. Let's say we'll say 10%. I think that'll work. Yeah, we'll do 20%. Sometimes I like to work in percentages. They're just they keep everything kind of responsive most of the time. Sometimes you have to tweak it. But as you can see, there's lawn and beyond. We get smaller. Lawn and beyond's right there, and the menu works for everything. We got it linked. So all you would have to do now is, maybe add a logo or something. Obviously this is just text and styling. But if you wanted to add like logos and pictures, you can definitely do that. You can add more. You can add a footer down here for your website. But yeah, this is just kind of a neat kind of effect. Like it's already, if I were to see this website, obviously with more images and a logo, they'd be like, oh cool, they have this really cool effect. Big shout outs to Mary Lou for creating the code, writing the CSS code for this, and Codrops.com for providing such good tutorials and code that is available for use as long as you use it kind of in your own way. Okay, so I think that's going to conclude this Hangout. This is my first time doing a Hangout. I was just kind of testing the waters, seeing if anyone would come to the Hangout. And it doesn't seem like many people did, so I'm probably going to do some research, see how to get people interested in watching some video tutorials of me building a website. So I'm going to stop the broadcast. Another good thing I love about this Google Hangout is that, before if I were to make a really long video, I'd have to save it on my hard drive. Now, after I'm done with the broadcast, I can just upload it to YouTube, and it goes onto my channel, and it's just really convenient to have a long video that I can put on YouTube. So again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully you'll join me in the next one where you can ask questions. Again, I know I went through a lot. I was very quick. I tried to explain as much as I could. It's probably really redundant. But if you're in the session with me, you can ask me questions as I'm going, and you can actually start picking up a lot of interesting stuff and building your own websites. So that's pretty much all I have for today. I'll see you in the next video. If you like this video, or if you like the idea of web design, we have our own web design. We do web design for companies and different people who need websites. Our list of services are on our website, VelveteenWebDesign.com. And that's pretty much it. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.